My name is Nicholas Mars. Nice to meet you. Good afternoon. And today I got hit by a car. I was riding my bike. I was trying to go to the gym and I went that way, crossed the sidewalk, realized I needed to go back. Thought the lady was stopping for me. She wasn't. She was stopping to make sure that no one was coming for a turn. And she hit me. I'm all good. Prayed to God that I was still alive, that I get to see my family again today. It's truly a blessing. But, uh, of course, I was scared like, something was out of place or that, like a bone, not even a fracture, like something was out of place that's gonna from like 20 years afterwards. But I was very calm during the entire thing. I was very like collected, like just making sure I got the lady's information, call my dad to pick me up, all that. And usually in media, when a character like goes through like a near death experience, right? Like they gain some divine wisdom or they're living their life in such a different way. That's the stories that you hear, right? Because really, I'm glossing over it. Like me and my dad were really chill about it, but like I could not be living. Like I could have not. My family could have stopped. Could have been the last time my family have seen me. That could have been the last time any of my friends talked to me. Last time I had my favorite food. Last time I watched my favorite movie. Last time I got to go to church. My people at my youth group would never see me again, and they would. That would be that. I would slowly fade away. But that wasn't like a bothersome thing to me for whatever reason. Not to say that it should or shouldn't be, it just wasn't. And I'm not saying that I'm cooler for it or that I'm harder, I'm tougher. No, but it's just that's what was going through my head. In the sitcom Frasier, the character Niles, who is Frasier's brother, the main character, goes through a near-death experience, and the entire episode, like the bit of the episode, is that essentially he's going to everyone talk about the divine wisdom that he got from almost dying. He interrupts Fraser's radio show, talking that he walked through the valley of the shadow of death and whatnot. And the funny part is that his dad's a veteran who's been through war and whatnot, who's actually like, been through stuff, near death experiences. So I'm not pretending to be pompous or say that I'm wiser than all because I almost died, or to say that I'm better than people who've had, needed that, had that, not to say needed, but that near death experience shook them and caused them to go into another direction that they desperately needed to go in. You know, but I'm putting it. I think it's not about anything, any knowledge that I've gained. It's rather what I've lost. That's more important. Or the only thing that I've gained is humility. Because in that moment, when I got hit by that lady, I wasn't thinking about nothing. That I wasn't thinking about the fact that I've been depressed for like 2 months. I wasn't thinking about this girl who I asked out didn't want to hit me back or whatever, that, oh, will I ever find love, or does this person even think about me anymore? I wasn't thinking about none of that. I wasn't thinking about even my dreams or like my music. I wasn't thinking about none of it. I was just like, in that moment, it's just kind of you in the end, you know? Even though I didn't think I was going to die, it was more of a small inconvenience, but still, in that experience in which I could have, all is reduced and it's just kind of you. It's just like every layer of ego that you've built that you put upon yourself for defensive reasons, right? To ignore yourself, to numb yourself, to make yourself seem more than you actually are so that you can ignore who you truly are. All that is gone, dissipated in a near death experience. It's completely removed. So and none of it matters, which I knew already. And like, it's odd because all that experience it's just reminded me of stuff that I've already known. I knew my time was limited. In many cases, I was not acting like my time was limited, and I can't. As much as I would like to say I'm compelled to live every moment, work out every day, do this, I'm truly not. I'm truly not compelled to expire all of my energy just because I could have died. Perhaps I should be in theory, given how much I talk about being purpose driven or want to be purpose driven, but that's not what's going through my mind. I don't feel fear. I don't feel anxiety. I just kind of it put I want to say it put me in my place. Not to backtrack on what I was saying about me getting this divine knowledge, but it grounds you. You know, it makes you realize where you actually are. And I'm not upset with where I actually am, but that I'm here right now. You know, for the last 3 months, I've just been trying to suppress myself and convince myself I should be here, I should be there. Or that why am I here when you know, I'm here right now. What I am is what I am completely. God spared my life today, regardless of how I feel about it, whether I'm emotional over it or whether I'm angry or whether I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And like, oh, I don't want to go outside anymore. He spared me, regardless of whether you believe in religion or not. You've been spared. So I don't want to sound all cosmical, but it almost felt like I needed this in whatever cracked brain way you want to look at that. That I just needed to be grounded and be like, you got to limit. Don't feel crazy about yourself or chaotic or riddled with anxiety, but you have a limited time on this earth. You know, just remember, I'm tapping you on your shoulder and reminding you. You know, you got limited time to do the things that you actually want to do. So don't waste your time with bullshit. Because when you die in a moment in which you just experienced, all of it dissipates. All of it gone. Not only do something that really matters to you and perhaps that can help other people, but like do it with purpose, walk with a purpose. Don't do all this lethargic stuff because it could have been over, you know? Regardless of whether that motivates you or demotivates you, it just is what it is. This information is here, take it or leave it. And I guess I'm taking it right now, you know? I went to the ER, not the ER, urgent care. So I took an ibuprofen, get some milk. I'm just gonna get cozy, chill, probably not do anything for a little bit. It's crazy because it's like, I'm going to get back in the gym today. And she's like, nope, because it could be dangerous. So, I laugh about it. But it is crazy because it's just reminding you, like, yo, your friends check up on your family, check up because when they're gone for you, not even saying that in their perspective, in your perspective, like when they're gone, they're gone. Use the tools that I've given you. Use the art that I've given you. Use the means to make art that I've given you to heal yourself. Use the scripture that I've given you, the memories I've given you. I've allowed you to experience the things I've allowed you to experience. I don't know. I don't know if this makes me sound like a crackhead or if it makes me sound like freaking Gandhi, some white spiritual. Not to say I'm neither of those things. I'm probably the former, but you know, it's just a bit. I can't not look at things not in just a positive way, but a more all-encompassing, beautiful way. And beauty doesn't necessarily have to have a positive or negative connotation because this is an awful situation that I just went through, and yet everything is so beautiful right now. You know, I hugged my brother and my grandma when I got home. Gave him a big hug, man. My grandma asked me to do the dishes or to clean my room. I'm gonna do them like that. It's just like I get it now. Like I had to be. It's like I had to be shaken awake because really I was so dour, depressed, eating, watching video. I've gained so much weight, dude. Now, because now that I don't have sports or not doing athletics as much, it's masturbating, everything. Just caught, stuck in my ways completely and loathing myself. Oh, why am I doing this? More negative coping mechanisms to numb what the other negative coping mechanisms have done to you. Not to say I wasn't going outside, I was walking, biking, trying to go to the gym, going to church. I was doing all these constructive things, but none of that seemed to be enough for me. And I'm just like, whether you think it's enough or not, it is what it is. You're doing what you're doing. None of my inferiority complex or my imposter syndrome mattered in that moment when I got hit by that car. None of it. None of that mattered, bro. No drama that I've ever been in mattered, bro. No anxiety I felt about myself mattered, bro. Anxiety seems such a stupid concept right now. Stopping yourself from doing something when your life could be taken away at any moment, like that's insane to me right now. And I know it's going. I'm gonna feel it. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not susceptible. Awareness of a psychological concept or an emotional thing that all humans do does not make you exempt from feeling that emotion or being a victim to it. I'm not blaming anybody or saying that, oh, you haven't gone through what I've gone through, so you have occupied all your stuff with all this nonsense, all this mentally ill, those type of people. But can't blame nobody because everybody's on their own mission, their own journey. I'm definitely at a different point in my journey than most people I know, I assume. And I'm certainly not claiming I'm anywhere to where I want to be, like when I'm 80 or 50 or whatever. You know, this is definitely going to be a moment I'm going to look back on for sure. Absolutely. I'm going to look back on this a lot, but it almost put the battery in my back for this next coming school year because it's going to be tough. I'm going to be working a job. I'm going to be doing an internship. I'm essentially a full time college student, balancing life, family, friends, and getting the things I need to done while still keeping the dome in check is going to be quite the tussle. But I'd much rather be tussling than I'd rather be dealing with all of those things living rather than being dead. So it's humbling. It's extremely humbling, man. It's so humbling. And compare, like, even not even to compare traumas or to compare experiences, because like it's people their people are being slaughtered. Sudan's going through a civil war, Gaza, some other place, Republic of Congo, I think it's in Africa. Children dying who are in way worse situations. Like they don't even have the blessing to go home to eat, to see their family, to even be able to rant on YouTube about some philosophical garbage and have people listen hypothetically. As you know, so I'm not even saying that I've just been through the craziest thing, but still, regardless of whether I think it's the craziest thing or not, I should be good or bad about it, or whether I should be grateful or not, whether I should be sad or not. It is what it is. I am on the earth. I am grounded. I'm here. And I'm going to start taking advantage of the fact that I'm here from now on. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make the art that I want to make because it's literally nothing else like doing what you love. Because in that moment, that I was making a song today. That could have been the last song I ever made. So, nah, I'm going to take things more seriously for sure. Okay. However you use this, I hope you can use it well and apply it to your situation. Or maybe you just put you to give you that little nudge that you need. And if it doesn't, that's fine. You know, you're on your own journey, you're on your own path. But I hope you get to where you're going, and I hope I get to where I'm going too, without being hit by a car, man. But yeah, I'll see y'all later.